What's up, bitch? Alright, so today we're gonna listen to some Andy Mineo. If I don't suffocate first. So Andy Mineo has been a huge inspiration of mine for a long time. I grew up listening to his stuff. He just came out with 2 new EPs that I have yet to listen to, so I figured I would record my reaction to them. Most of the time, I'm listening to metal music. Everybody knows that. So far on my channel, I've done a lot of metal reviews. The music that I like to write is mainly metal. However, lately I have been writing a lot of hip hop, a lot of R&B, a lot of like indie, pop, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Which maybe you'll get to listen to at some point. Yeah, Andy Mineo. He's a fantastic artist. And yes, he, I guess, is considered a Christian rapper. Of course, I don't really look at it that way. I just think he's a really good artist. So I don't listen to Andy Mineo just because he's a Christian artist. I think that's pretty obvious that I don't listen to artists that I don't think are good. Because there's a lot of Christian artists out there who are just trying to imitate this secular version and make something that's just, you know, for the church and whatnot. But listen, Andy Mineo, I think he's making stuff for everybody. I just think it sounds really good and I'm pretty hyped to hear it. So let's get started. This first track is called Ive Been ...
I've been lost.
Hey!
I've been lost. I've been lost. I've been lost. I've been lost. For some time. Wake up this morning, need a new dose of truth. Yesterday my cup was full, then it leaked all on the floor. Smoking 100 tokens cost $20 at the arcade. That'll last me like all day. Playing NFL Blitz and NBA Jam. He's on fire, not like Satan. Went to college, got an MBA. I've been sick, get this on Kojo. I've been wobbling like the beat does. I got a whole lot of problems, but I know he love me and sing. Well, don't that sting? That's why I keep the auto-tune on deck. But lately I've been thinking my flaws are something that's fresh. Hope I get the benefit of the doubt. I need a minute just to figure this out. Hold up.
Where are you?
Sometimes you can just be in a funk creatively.
Dang, just went right into that next track. That's a great intro song. Man, I freaking love that. It had like acoustic guitar in it. It's just a nice, simple beat, and the way he wrote off of it just made it feel good. Man, I'm into it so far. Now this next song I've heard already, and I know for a fact that it's a great song. I'm gonna listen to it anyway, and I'll talk about it a little bit.
Sometimes you can just be in a funk creatively or, you know, as a person, and it's like there's a fog around you and you can't see out of it, but that's part of the journey. Patient. This beat done took its time, but so do I. Look, uninspired, undefied. Now somebody's getting fired, terrified, paralyzed. Twitter game verified. I done passed you in the PM, and a stolen car is fleeing from the scene of a crime. Apollo Creed in his prime. Rocky verses. I'm a person that's trying to believe I'm worth it. I'm working through it, but work the elephant we hide. Truthfully, we probably lied. Rather have a tribe in unity, so you and me divide. I'm hellish and divine. I'm trellis and divine. I'm telling me I'm fine. I'm fine. I know better. All I want is clarity, clarity. 'Cause all of my heroes are frauds, just like me.
This song is good, and if you don't think it's good, then I question, you know, what kind of freaking music you listen to, because it's probably shit. This dude went in hard, but it was so soft and subdued, and then you feel it rising up. Dynamically, it's just perfect, because there's like no beat. It's just bop, 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 boom. Just that piano section. And he said some really good stuff in there too, man. God, good stuff.
So let every man be a liar. Let only God be true. And all of y'all heroes are frauds, just like you. I can't see. Do that smoke in the. That's the smoke in the. That's that smoke in the.
The value of doubt is to keep you open to God's revelations. If you don't doubt, you don't change. If you have to have finite answers to infinite questions, you're not going to move.
I want to talk about that for a second. Man, that is so good. This song makes me feel so good. If you have to have finite answers to infinite questions, then you're not going to go anywhere. I mean, God is such a mysterious thing. And we take him down and we put him in this box and we try to figure it all out, you know, but at the end of the day, he's just, God is just God. The fact that we don't have all of these answers is frustrating, obviously, but like, at the same time, it's just hard to explain. It's almost like it's comforting in a way to know that there's something bigger than you. I let myself down constantly, and to have something that is outside of myself that is bigger than I am, and to just dwell in that, that's so freeing. You know what I mean? Let's keep listening.
Yeah, my life on this, half my dog like unlearning. Lies that I heard in a dumb sermon. What I unearthed got me uncertain. More knowledge and more sorrow. Worrying that never fix tomorrow. Just take away all my strength today. It was black and white, the map paper green.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said, more knowledge with more sorrow. That's exactly what I was trying to say earlier about religion, is that it's all this stuff. We know all this stuff, we can say all these pretty words, but we're suffering. Like, we're hurting, we're in pain, and all we're talking about is freaking, I don't even know. You know, sitting there, we sing a couple songs on a Sunday, and then we leave, and then it's back to all the bullshit. And it's like, no, a relationship with God is so much more than that. In fact, I would go as far as saying religion doesn't matter at all, and a personal relationship with Jesus is what matters. Like, you don't need religion, you don't need to go to church. That's just the truth of it. If a lot of people watch this and disagree with me, you know what, that's fine. Let's keep going.
I constructed, I conducted, orchestra a noise, I don't hear your voice, I done made the choice, my consumption, a TV, tablet, tweeting, twerking, gramming, gaming, rapping, working, fashion, working, can't tell if my mind I just made it, my faith I misplaced it, my pain I upgraded, lost my happy thought, then I got jaded, focus in my direction, in details and perfection, all my faith in white Jesus, and my leaders.
He talks about when he was a kid thinking that Jesus was a white guy. He's talked about this in his music before. I can attest to that because as a kid, I probably thought the same exact thing, you know? I probably thought Jesus was a white dude. He wasn't. It seems like we're so uneducated as children to like who Christ really was. It seems like we've just been fed this idea, this is tainted by politics, it really is. And unfortunately, I think a lot of kids probably still think that. I think there's probably people my age who probably think that Jesus was a white guy. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm sure there is some people out there that think that.
It wasn't even word to get tears found. Opposite of faith ain't doubt. Yeah, it's when I get it all figured out. Someday.
The second I'm furious with God, I'm totally close. Because you cannot be furious with somebody who's not there.
That is so good. So this probably hasn't come up in any of my videos yet, but I haven't got to live my life in a year and a half. And I've gotten to like the past 6 months. And that is because I was doing chemotherapy. I had cancer. It was in my chest. I have 4 ribs that are removed now. I mean, my entire pectoral muscle has been removed, so there's just a gaping hole right here. And I have to live with that now, you know what I mean? going through all those different surgeries, and man, I would get sick, deathly sick, man. It was just hell. I mean, it was a steaming pile of shit. Hearing this song now, I'm just like, wow, that is so true, you know? The second that you are pissed off at God, you are totally close to God. It feels like a lot of times when we struggle and all of this horrible things happen to us, and it's like, what did I do to deserve this, God? We ask these questions, and the truth is that God is suffering with you. God didn't make this happen to you. I mean, you can go down the road, well, God let this happen to you, you know, whatever. But personally, I think like it's not that simple, and I think the world we live in is falling apart, and it's corrupt, and we hurt each other, and our bodies, we do horrible things to our bodies. We have poison floating around in the air, and then we get cancer, and it's like, I want to blame God for it. It's like, no, this cancer is because of the world that we live in. And at least that's the conclusion that I kind of came to. But there were certainly times where I was pissed off at God. It was a night, man, I was high on oxycodone, and I took the oxy with a glass of tequila, and then I watched pornography, and, you know, nothing helped. I was like, hopefully all of this will help me sleep. It didn't. I was up that entire night, and I was just so pissed off at God, and I just said, I literally said, F you, God. I was like, if you don't take this cancer away from me, then I'm done. I'm so done with this bullshit. And in that moment, just being totally honest with God about how I was frustrated, I just felt this peace wash over me that is like so unexplainable. It wasn't like a peace that, you know, is like, wow, everything is okay now. But it was like a peace that's like, you are strong and you are going to get through this no matter what. Whatever happens, you're going to be okay. I know that's hard for some people to understand, but, you know, in that moment, I know I felt it, but I was still just frustrated. And it was like I was just a child, like flailing my arms around, and God was just like trying to hug me, like trying to embrace me, but I'm just like slapping his arms away. I'm just like crying. I'm just like, that's what it felt like. That's like the image that I have in my mind when I think about it. This broken kid trying to push God away when God is just trying to embrace me. We don't have to go after God. I feel like God certainly has come after me. It doesn't matter where I go, what I've been through, what I do, I feel him in my life, and I hope other people can feel that as well. We can talk about it more on the channel. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it a lot as I listen to this album, and I've talked too much as it is because this is not even that long of an EP. So since I've already listened to the song, I'm not gonna go any further. Now the next song is called Family Photo. I've actually already listened to this one as well.
We're gonna dedicate this next song to my father, Joe Mineo, legend.
Look, August 23rd, how could I forget it? Getting ready in my suite, it's the morning of my wedding. Invited on my legends, man, it's set to be epic. And then I got that message I was dreading. My mama said it, Andy, I don't think your father gonna come. I just laughed, said, oh well, and tried to be numb. I learned to stop getting hopes up. As a kid growing up, that made the letdown easier when he didn't show up. But deep down I had this flip. Best man right to my right said, you'll be alright. At least you know you're gonna be smashing tonight. Keep the doors open the first day of the rest of our life. Her father by her side while she came down the aisle. She was looking all out and we exchanged vows. Long-winded self should've passed me a towel. We both said I do, we team Mineo now. And I wait. I looked Chris in the face and told her nothing's gonna ruin our date. I hate the fact I still love you. I wish that I could turn you off, take the cord to my heart and just unplug you. Damn, man, you my dad. What I did is I take a bullet to the rib before I hurt my kid. You know that Mark told me something I won't never forget. It sounded just like you, that's why I know it's legit. He said you go to Andy's football, but after all this time it's only worse right now. Cause when you bury emotions, you bury them alive. They only come back stronger somewhere later in your life. And on the honeymoon I got your text, but I ain't replied. Said congratulations, like what a guy. So everyone smile for the family photo. Everyone that really in the picture. Serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time. Amen.
I give him props for that. I didn't, you know, when I heard the song the first time, I didn't hear that ending part. However, it is a little bit cringy. Just a little bit. I mean, I'm just being real, but, you know, it's more poetic than it is like a prayer to God, I think. I mean, I don't know. I hate to get critical about this song because it's so freaking good. The beat is good, the production just enforces all that emotion that he poured into it. He's pissed off in this song. Everybody knows that I like music that sounds really pissed off because it's just real and it's honest. Let's get on with the next song. Anxiety, featuring Weatherman. Okay.
Nobody hears that sound but me. I hope I don't drown. And my air is trying to leave. Try to breathe.
Alright, let's, well, shit, I gotta finish this ad. I don't know who Weatherman is, but maybe he's the producer. I don't freaking know, but get down with Anxiety. Anxiety is just a 2-minute track, so I guess it's just a little transition kind of thing, but I Ain't Done is just, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one of them tracks that is just like a workout song. Like, you gotta work out when you listen to this music. Let's listen.
I might turn up by myself. Get alive, 'cause I'm still alive. And if I ain't died, ain't no way I'm getting up. Just came out of the winter. Just came out like a winner. Had a breakdown, could've stayed down. Figure, rather die trying than to live like quitter. Spend a lot of time myself, then I spend a lot of time comparing myself. Now I know why Chappelle went missing. Now I know why Break got the Clippers. Now I know why
Dave Chappelle reference. That's funny.
Like it, I might turn up by myself. I don't need opinion, no, I need this for myself. For myself. Death to my depression.
Alright, I dig this track. Huge sounding, tons of energy in it. Love it, man. That's a great song to just get hyped to. I'm psyched about that song. Alright, next track is called ... Lost. So I guess you would say that kind of like Lost. So we're back to the sound of the intro track.
I've been lost. I've been lost for some time. For some time. I don't think I lost my mind. I think I made it. Ay. I don't think I lost my faith. I misplaced it. I don't think I lost my pain. I upgraded, ayy, traded, fears up, being nothing, being a replacement. Boy, he's Eric and Jason. Gotta make up time. I still got some hope that I'm gonna be alright. I was so high, thought I'd never land. Now I wanna go now. We just hit some turbulence. What if I let go now? How far will I fall? I can't see at all. When I get up, I fall south. I know that the sun's out. I'll be alright. When I get up, I fall south. I know that the sun's out. I fall south. I know that the sun's out. I'll be alright. When I get up, I fall south. Tell me who flying this plane. I might just die in this thing. Trying to keep my mind in the game. Lord, how long am I gonna fly sideways? Hey, you get your whole tie, that's a long fall. But better than I hoping that all. So I bet you if I never had pain, bet you that I never would pray. Trusting even when I don't see. That's the definition of faith. I know I got a problem with control.
This song vibes so hard. It's like got this gospel feel to it. Like the chorus, I love the chorus. And that beat, that like dotted quarter note beat at the end of the phrase, that I love the sound of that. Man, it just vibes so hard. It feels good.
When I get up, I fall south. I know that the sun's out. I'll be alright. When I get up, I fall south. I know that the sun's out. I'll be alright. When I get up, I fall south. I know that the sun.
Yo, I got it. I think I got the cover idea for the first EP. I had this moment where I was on a plane. We was at LGA, was getting ready to take off, and it just looked gloomy and dark, like thunder, lightning. I didn't even think it was gonna take off. Anyway, we started to take off. The pilot was like, brace yourself, there's gonna be some turbulence. And we started going through the cloud, and everything was shaking, and I thought we was gonna die. But I had this moment where I was like, yo, the sun is still here. Like, it was here the whole time, I just couldn't see it. And I don't know, it just spoke to me. So
Alright, I'm assuming that's the end of the track pretty much. So yeah, I'm digging the EP. I'm loving the last song. I love I Ain't Done. I love Clarity. I love Family Photo. I mean, those are the big tracks, you know. Anxiety and I've Been, those are, little sauce on the EP. Man, Andy Mineo, dude is so talented. Like, obviously there's some cringy stuff in there, like I'm not gonna lie, like, this is who he is. It's his music, he can do what he wants with it. It sounds great, I'm vibing off of it. It makes me happy, like, it's encouraging music, it makes me feel good. Just because I might not write some stuff like this doesn't mean that he can't, he can do whatever he wants. I can appreciate it as well, Just because, you may have different taste, in how you write stuff, doesn't mean that you just can't appreciate somebody else's work. And I actually like what he's doing with this one, and I'm assuming the second part of the EP is going to be exactly the same. It's going to be very bringing you into his journey when he gets inspired and starts thinking about stuff, because like the end of that track, he's like got some soundbite of him sending a video to his buddy about the album artwork. That is so legit, because like that's something that I can relate to, because me and my friend Aaron, who has done a ton of artwork for me that is 3D modeled artwork, mind you, me and him always go back and forth about like ideas and stuff. So yeah, I can totally relate to that. So this whole EP is just freaking dope. I can't wait for the second part, but I'm gonna do the second part in another video. So stay tuned for that other video. This is Blake Beaver. Peace out, bitch!